All right, Shalom, Shalom, Kahalayim Laya, Hawba Shami, Awashaba, Hashama, Kakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, that ruler teach well. Much peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful leg pushing this word and truth and sincerity of heart. Shalom. So, this is going to be a part two. I got a phone call that stopped my recording, so Salakia for the inconvenience. But, continuing back in the spirit, it's storytelling failure. It says a writer or communicator can't develop a compelling pilot or maintain reader interest, getting struck or revealing the mystery too soon, according to Porter Thread. So, in simple terms, it's when the pilot gets it's when the pilot gets lost, the why becomes unclear, or the storyline unravels, whether it's your life story or a public event, and that's what we're seeing. The plot. Nobody's believing Esau stories anymore because they just not believable, and they don't even. They're so sloppy with their actions that how can you still believe the story because it's so sloppy? Esau is losing his grip, man. He's losing his grip. He's losing it. You know, um, and a lot of it is because of the Israelites, man. Because of the pushing out of the word, the pushing out of the truth. Because we tell this truth, it makes us the enemy. This is the book of Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Yeah. Because if when in the case of Esau, Esau's whole society is built on lies. It's built on deception. And now that we're coming out telling you the truth about who he is, his identity, what he wants to do, and how he's operating and moving according to how the Bible said he was, he's being exposed, man. He didn't want the world to know that he's the descendant of Esau, that he's the house of Amalek, that he's the house of Edom. He wants to fabricate He wants to fabricate and deceive the world to believe that he is the children, he's the son of God, that he's Abraham, Isaac, and he's Jacob. But really, he's not Jacob. He's Esau, the evil twin brother of Jacob that has stolen Jacob's identity, stolen Jacob's heritage, and tricked the whole world to believe that God is white, so-called Yahweh Shai is Edomite, when the Bible clearly tells you that he's a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah. Revelation chapter 1 tells you how he looks. Even in the book of Daniel, it tells you how Yahweh Shai looks. He's a dark-skinned man, an Israelite, man. He didn't look like no pale face, man. He didn't look like he got the curse of leprosy. That's what these small hats in the Esau got. They got leprosy. So you mean the Lord Yahweh gonna send his son on the earth with the curse of leprosy? The sin of leprosy? Come on, man, that doesn't even make sense. So, yes, we're telling you the truth. We're telling the world the truth about Esau, about his power and how he got it, and what's gonna happen to him in the last days, which we're living in now. Let's see. We're speaking the words of prophecy. It's the book of Hold on. No, 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 no. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord. So we're speaking the words of prophecy, and a part of that prophecy is Esau, Edom being exposed. And that's what this is all about. You know, look at this headline. Look at this headline. ADL admits international ish groups hold regular strategy meetings to draft U.S. legislation. So who's really in control here? It says the seven largest ish communities are on Earth hold bi-weekly Zoom meetings organized by ADL to draft legislations for the United States to advance the blank agenda the leaders of the ADL have themselves revealed. What does it mean to draft legislations? If anything, you want to pause and read, pause the video and read some of this. I'm not gonna read any of it. We'll just skim through it. So apparently they're drafting legislations for the U.S. What does it mean? Damn it. What does it mean to draft legislations? What does it mean to draft legislation? To draft legislations means to write a proposed law, a bill, by translating a policy idea into precise, legally legally sound language involving legislation lawyers and staff who ensure it's constitutional, clear, and follow specific strict structural rules with the goal of creating a document that can be formally introduced, de- debated, and potentially enacted as a statute. It's a technical writing process that balances policies goals with legal requirements, considering scope, enforcement, and how it interacts with existing laws. I wish they just put it simple. But I understand, but I'm just going to see what the simple definition says. So they're basically, making laws, man. To put it in simple words, man. Just simplicity is. Scriptures speak about words easy to be understood. That's what Esau, he loves using big words and just being, just this is 1 Corinthians 14:9. It says, so likewise, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air. And that's exactly what Esau does, man. He's speaking to the air because of what all the big words that he used. He liked to be super sophisticated and use sweet words and compliment. I mean, he used sophisticated words. Nobody understand what the hell he's really saying. Well, he could just be simple. But he does not going to do that because he speaks, smooth words, man. The scriptures speak about smooth words. So we break things down to where you can understand it very simply, man. Because that's the best way. Simplicity. Make it easy to be understood. They say, oh, we're drafting legislations. Why won't you just say, oh, we're passing laws? You see? So that's just another example. Drafting legislation means writing the specific form of. See, look at all this. Got to give all these big words. It says idea to build. Someone has an idea for a new rule. Boom. That simple. I hate when Esau just want to be all, oh, it's the formal and all that, man. Just make it easy to be understood. But of course, we understand how this devil operates. So, we're breaking things down so you can understand it very easily. I like simplicity, man. It says writing the draft. Legal drafters write the exact words, making it a bill. A draft law. Precision is key. The language must be clear. Use active voice. Blah blah blah. So they're basically making laws. Um, they're making laws and statutes. I'm sorry. What am I looking for? What? Okay, people's voice. The original article that this lesson is about, is a little further down. I meant to click on it. All right. It says blank has signed 6 million. $6 million contract to train ChatGPT to be more pro blank. It says Clock Tower 10. Clock Tower 10 will generate and spread content across platforms, help game algorithms, plus manage AI frameworks to make them more blank friendly. At least 80% of the material is tailored for Gen Z across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, podcasts, and social platforms. Clock Tower will also deploy websites and content to deliver GPT framing results on GPT conversation. In other words, they will create new websites to influence how AI GPT models such as ChatGPT, which are trained on vast amounts of data from every corner of the internet, frame frame topics and respond to them as all on behalf of the tiny tops. So you see what this says. So you see what's going on, man. You know, if you brothers want to check this out, it's on the People's Voice. So so a part of the Esau is a part of Esau's losing the narrative is that he's can't control the story anymore, man. Esau is losing the narrative. He's losing the information war to so much so that ultimately they're gonna try to gain total control over the internet, and you're gonna have to have a digital ID so they can identify you in order to have internet access, and they're gonna be able to monitor everything that you watch, everything that you do is being collected, and they're basically gonna take more control over the internet and restrict access to those that may not fit their narrative or what they want to have on the internet. So the point of this lesson is what Esau is losing the narrative. His house of deception is falling. His deception is not working anymore. And ultimately he's being exposed, and the Heavenly Father is going to destroy him with nuclear fire, which is going to be the third worst nuclear war. So after he implements his RFID micro C-HIP. So with that, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone.